Well, hey there. Welcome to my Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. Now, I've been doing a bunch of Christmas movie reviews lately, and so I wanted to mix it up and do something totally different. And so today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Something in the Dirt. This very interesting paranormal comedy is now available in select theaters on Amazon Video, DVD, and other streaming services. It's rated R, and I'll give you some tips for parents here in just a minute, and is an hour and 56 minutes long. That's pretty long. My movie review mom grade is a B, and let me explain why. I think this movie has flown under the radar for a lot of people, so I'm kind of excited to tell you about it. First, I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out the things that I liked and didn't like about it, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and even other films that are sort of similar that I want to recommend to you that I think that you're going to like. If you like this one, ready? Let's dive in. In a nutshell, when neighbors John and Levi witness supernatural events in their Los Angeles apartment building, they realized documenting the paranormal could inject some fame and maybe even fortune into their wasted lives. As they dive into an ever deeper and darker rabbit hole, their friendship frays as they uncover the dangers of this strange phenomenon, the city, and each other. So the movie was written by Justin Benson. He also stars in the movie with Aaron Moorhead. Together, they produced this film with David Lawson Jr. I'd never seen any of their previous work, but I'm intrigued now and think their buddy comedy is actually pretty fun and clever. So first, here's the list of things that I really liked about this movie. The movie is a mixture of dark comedy, horror, and even mystery. It doesn't take very long to draw you into the mystery and wonder what the heck is happening. The storytelling technique that's utilized, I think, is extremely entertaining. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and I really appreciate that. There's some great sound effects that make you go, whoa, what is that? There's a lot of science and math that are explained. Now, I have no idea if any of that is actually true, but it sounds good and believable if you don't think too much about it. It explores supernatural phenomena as well as the character's self-reflection in the story. I just really got a kick out of the dark humor and moments where you're like, thinking this is serious exploration. And then all of a sudden a character will say something so ridiculous that you're like, oh yeah, this is kind of a dark comedy. The movie reminded me of the TV show called Connected. I don't know if you've ever seen that before on Netflix. And basically it points out that the more we look, the more we realize how everything is interconnected on this planet. At the end of the movie, we see on the screen the words, quote, "This film is dedicated to making movies with friends," end quote. And it definitely looked like they were having a complete blast making this movie together. And I love that. Keep watching during the rolling credits for some odd video clips and images. The low budget look of the film, I thought, actually works perfectly to underscore the low budget documentary that the two characters are working on in the movie as you're seeing everything unfold. All right, so with that good praise, let me point out a few things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better or differently. The mysterious movie looks like a fictional feature film, but then all of a sudden it cuts to a documentary style that shows clips where people are being interviewed talking about what they think happened. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, what? I wasn't expecting that for some reason. And it kind of takes you out of the movie and makes you think, okay, well, so what did happen? Because their comments are kind of vague. So, I mean, that does continue to pull you through the movie, but it steps you out of the lived experience for a moment. Some people are going to be annoyed by the ambiguous ending, which I think is also part of the fun and part of the documentary, part of the story. Some of the visual effects are pretty hokey. And again, you're thinking, wait a minute, is this movie just low budget? Or are we watching the reenactment of what happened because they're filming a documentary of this? Anyway, it's kind of a circular type of storytelling, really. And I thought it was interesting, but some people may not like that. So let me give you some tips for parents. I think some kids are going to be extremely bored unless they're a little bit older. There's lots of smoking and drinking alcohol. There's profanity, including lots of F-bombs. There's talk of pedophilia and someone who's on the sex abuser list. So that's not appropriate. There's talk of a parole officer and the need for one because of crime. Also talk of drugs, and then some gory goop and stuff like that. So it's really not a family-friendly movie. Some of the themes that are illustrated well are friendship, nature, magnetism, mysteries of the universe, second chances, and definitely self-reflection. And I should probably throw in courage, because these two guys are scared, but it takes courage and forces them to be brave and step outside their comfort zone as they're doing these interesting, crazy things. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines as I'm watching movies, basically so I can just share the lines with you and you can get a taste of the script writing and the dialogue. And I have them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. So you can run over there and check all those out. I'll share a few of them with you right now. So John Daniels, who's played by Aaron Moorhead, is actually quoting Wyatt Earp, and he says, "Speed is fine, accuracy is final. Wyatt Earp said it." And I thought, oh, that's a good line. And then Aaron Moorhead's character, John Daniels, says, "We might not even be human anymore as these various things are happening." And I just thought that was really cute. Both of the characters will say things to each other, and they'll both kind of look like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. And they both have moments like that. So it's just pretty cute. All right. And so finally, I was thinking of another movie the whole time while I was watching this one. I always try to think, what movie is this similar to so I can recommend it. And I thought of a movie called Glorious. I recently reviewed it. It came out this year. It is definitely a dark comedy horror with tons of blood and gore as it explores a supernatural phenomenon. So I'm going to queue up my movie review of Glorious after you finish watching this one. If you like dark comedy and horror, you might like that one. However, it is definitely not for everyone. So be sure and watch that review before you make your decision as to whether or not you want to watch that movie. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate all your support, especially like this video if it was helpful, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.